I don't believe that the Home Secretary will give us a fair hearing. Actually, what the Home Secretary should do is recuse herself from the process, because she's received hundreds of thousands of pounds of donations from Zionist groups. How can you be a judge in your own case? She is an out-and-out Zionist. She has received money from the Zionist lobby, and our application is actually much more about Zionism and why Zionism as an ideology is evil, and the British government has a role and responsibility in ending Zionism, not just de-proscribing Hamas. So how can she be a judge in that case when she is actually being paid off by the Zionist lobby? So, if Yvette Cooper watches this, you should really recuse yourself from this process and really, pass it on to another colleague who doesn't have those kind of links with the Zionist lobby. But, going back to prescription, that's effectively what prescription is. And therefore, because it's a political decision, ultimately, it's not one that really, you have to use legal processes to overcome it. But it's really all about politics, because there are plenty of groups out there that should be proscribed. There are governments out there should be proscribed as so-called terrorist organizations, but they're not, because there's no reason to do so, because the British government largely agrees with what they're doing, even though they're using violence to effect change, like Ukrainian groups, for instance, that are fascistic, that are far right, that, are engaged in all manner of illegality, but they're not considered, like the Wagner Group, for instance. But they're not considered in that same vein, because this is a group that largely has similar values